Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News. What is Chelsea News? What is Chelsea News? It's the daily ruddy series where I reflect on what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion on it. More importantly, mate, you there, asking for yours. Today we're discussing Aurélien Tchouameni, mon ami. Très, très bien. More positive reflection on Boehly. Chelsea leading the race, so saith certain reports, for Darwin Nunes, as well as Christopher Nkunku, which is a player we haven't talked about much, but is a easy for me to say, sensational player. Incredible amounts of goals and assists in the Bundesliga, but let's not be frightened about that. I mean, frightened or excited about that because, you know, Timo Werner vibes, etc. Let's hope Erling Haaland catches a little bit of that curse at Man City, though tricky. Settle in, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the content. Of course, we are a channel now that have over 150,000 of us strong. What a community. Join the fun. Why not drop a like on the video? That's nice too. Perfect opportunity to let you know that this video is brought to you by SPITCH. SPITCH is fun, boys and girls. It's fantasy football, but without having to stress out for the entire season, because you can dip in and out and you can utilize your football knowledge knowing that it runs on an Opta-stats based engine rather than a silly primitive thing where if you don't get a goal, assist, a clean sheet, you don't get anything, despite players having good games. SPITCH is free to join. It's available in the UK, Austria and Germany. Do click the link to check it out. Not only is it free, but you can win money on it and you can wager money on it. This is the kind of football, say football therapy, this is the kind of fantasy football we've been waiting for, and it's right here. So go check it out by clicking the link down in the description. Ding, 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 push. Right, let's start. Quickly, and cite a tweet from Cy Phillips, which we spoke about in yesterday's video. A lot of his tweets, very good tweets at Cy Phillips Sport. Daniel Finklestein, who of course is part of the Todd Boehly group, or certainly part of the entourage and stuff. He's a pending board member of the new Chelsea regime, and he's had this to say: "I'm really impressed with Todd Boehly. As a Chelsea fan, I'm looking at how the club can be made better." Oh, big tick. We want it to be better. This is what we're looking for. An improvement, a movement in a beneficial, good direction. And old Finks here is saying that that could be the case. There's a lot of money behind Boehly's bid. Ding, ding, ding. More green ticks. We like money. That makes sense. That makes improvements, right? A lot of money behind the bid. There will be a lot of investment, but it will be invested wisely. Breathe it in, ladies and gentlemen. There will be a lot of investment, but invested wisely. This is what we've been talking about, speculating on, and really hoping for. Data-driven, sensible investment, much like the Scousers. But they've done it right. Heavy investment. Lovely, incredible scenes, boys and girls. That's what we want. Daniel Finkelstein's a well-respected gentleman that knows about football. Chelsea fan as well. So, lots of money invested, and in the right kind of way. That's what we can hope for. That's what we can get excited for. Before we read a story on some other players, let's reflect on Aurélien Tchouameni. Say it with me. Aurélien Tchouameni. He is a French midfielder playing for Monaco, all-round midfielder, CDM style, but can do everything you want in the midfield, high-octane, physical, can play sort of all midfield areas. Scored a couple of goals the other day. Even though that's not part of his game, it's nice to see. Quote from Cy Phillips: "Chelsea are doing the most and are the main rivals to Real Madrid and in the pursuit to sign Aurélien Tchouameni." So that's coming from Sport Witness, essentially saying, I mean, Liverpool reckon they're in the race as well, and why wouldn't they? They're doing well. They might want to sign a midfielder, but Chelsea, so saith some reports, are leading the race for Aurélien Tchouameni. Now, many of us want Tchouameni. I certainly do. Hey, also, I want Declan Rice. I'm a fence sitter. They're both amazing. About the same age, and they both post incredible numbers. Yes, Declan Rice would cost more money. But yes, I know you guys don't like this phraseology, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He's Premier League proven. He's just won West Ham's Player of the Year. An incredible player, a leader, and he loves Chelsea. For whatever that counts for, it might not count for much for you, but it does for me, dear sweet viewers and listeners. But mate, Tchouaméni looks like an absolute baller. Would be lucky to have him. There's a reason why Real Madrid want him. I mean, him next to Camavinga, they really can have the changing of the guard of that current midfield that's done so well over in Madrid. So there's also the situation, of course, with Declan Rice. I read a tweet today. Let's get this up, and let's reference this. So it's via TalkSport, but at Absolute Chelsea has referenced this, which of course is another great Twitter page. West Ham have offered Chelsea target Declan Rice an 8-year contract worth 200k a week. Wow. In the words of Gordon Ramsay, wow. 200k a week for West Ham's peas, brother. I mean, I know they play a lot. They do have a big wage, but with 200k a week for a young midfielder, Mason Mount's on like 60, 70k a week. They've offered Declan Rice 200k a week for 8 years. They were like, look, mate, you're our captain. We want to protect you. Be here forever. Be Mr. West Ham. I don't know if he's rejected it. It doesn't say he's rejected it here. But I know for a fact he's rejected many contracts from West Ham. But this is literally like, mate, 8 years. 8 years on 200k a week. And you're just like, he's still a youngster. That is insane. I mean, look, he's amazing. And he's talismanic for him. I get it. If Eden Hazard was playing like he did when he was 22, when he was 28, when he was 22 and we had him and he's running out, and he was, our captain, we'd probably do the same thing to Eden Hazard. Have an 8-year deal on 200 grand a week. It probably would have happened. Now, this is probably going to tempt Declan Rice, surely. And I think he's going to cost silly money. Make no bones about it, mate. I've been pretty transparent about this. I would love Declan Rice, but not in the case of bankrupting my club. Tchouaméni is a popular, great choice. Apparently, Chelsea's technical advisor, Petr Cech, loves Orient, and he's excellent. He's an excellent player. If he scores goals as well, I mean, you can do a lot worse. I'm, at this point, either of them, very happy. As I imagine a lot of you guys are too. Chelsea are trying to sign a bunch of players. Now, we're going to now reference an article by a chap called Charlie Wilson on football.london. Chelsea leading race for Darwin Nunes as Christopher Nkunku double transfer claim is made. Of course, Darwin Nunes, a young up-and-coming striker who's been banging loads of goals, a goal, a game, an incredible return. And Christopher Nkunku is getting his 92 rated FIFA cards, playing for RB Leipzig, an incredible player. Let's have a little read then. Settle in, get comfortable. Chelsea fans be keeping their fingers crossed that the club are able to put together a huge summer, as Thomas Tuchel will look to continue to build his squad in the hopes of being able to compete with Man City and Liverpool next season. Well, if we go back to what Finklestein said at the beginning of this video, big spending's coming. The Blues will almost certainly finish in the top 4 despite a colossal wobble this past month. Mate, I'm filming this before the Leeds game. I do not want to touch those speculations right now. With Arsenal potentially taking 3rd, should results not go Chelsea's way, coupled with Tottenham and Man United's inability to capitalise on rare Chelsea slips, Tuchel's side should secure a Champions League spot, which means money. With new centre-backs, a midfielder, which of course we've just spoken about, Declan Rice or Tchouaméni, a striker on the radar, which is interesting because we have thousands, for soon to be a newly formed Blues board, which could contain Marina Granovskaya. Still, a number of names are hot on the agenda for the club. Also, Bruce Buck as well. I mean, ultimately, it's a good thing. We won't get into that. We've spoken about that. So let's talk about Darwin Nunes. According to The Athletic, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Paris Saint-Germain, who I believe he used to play for, by the way, are, quote, leading the race for Nunes ahead of the summer window. It is suggested that Benfica are open to a sale, but ideally want it wrapped up sooner than later so they can sign a replacement. Always the way. That's like the Dortmund vibe as well. They're always like that. The Uruguayan striker has scored 26 goals this season, with only Robert Lewandowski and Karim Benzema and Mo Salah and Christopher Nkunku, him as well. We'll talk about him scoring more than him this season. Bearing in mind this is Darwin's like breakthrough season, which I'm always freaked out about because I think of Christoph Piontek, I think of Andrea Belotti, and I think of it's just a massive red flag buying a player for a lot of money when he's had one breakout season. Romelu Lukaku's being linked with a move away. Not certain yet. It still may work from Chelsea after a nightmare season. Yep. After his big money move from Inter, Nunes would likely cost around £75 million. Hey, if we could get £75 million for Rom, good swap. Plus, he's much younger, Darwin. So let's talk about Christopher Nkunku. He could be part of a double deal. Chelsea are now emerged as an option for RB Leipzig star Christopher Nkunku, with Tuchel reportedly interested. That's according to Sky Germany. I read somewhere on Twitter yesterday, excuse me for forgetting who tweeted it, and this might be wrong and I might be going crazy, but he might have played briefly under Tuchel at PSG, and he played him as a wing back, which would be a bloody offensive wing back if you ask me. Not sure that's the case, but imagine Reece James right centre back and Nkunku right wing back. I don't know what side he plays on. I'll stop talking about that. So that's according to Sky Germany, who state the Blues are also keen on the 24-year-old attacker who's been sensational this season, scoring 34 goals and adding 20 assists in all competitions. 54 goal involvements so far this season. That is insane. Didn't he score a hat-trick against Man City as well? Was it Man City or Liverpool? I think it was Man City. He's been insane in the Champions League, of course. The player's current deal runs in 2024, perfect time to sell, and does not include a release clause. Annoying, because Leipzig usually do have release clauses, hence Timo Werner, etc. The German club, for their part, have no intention to sell their prized asset in the summer and have offered him a new contract, so it depends if he signs the new deal. He might want to strike while the iron's hot, and Nkunku does look like he's just good to go to a big club. Chelsea have also been credited with an interest of France internationals teammates in the France international teammates. So yeah, he's Joško Gvardiol, who's not French, but Nkunku's French and it's his teammate. That's confusing. And the double deal could potentially be on the cards. Would Leipzig want to sell both Gvardiol and Nkunku to Chelsea in one summer transfer window? They'd have to get a lot of P's. And that, to be honest, man, that would be a huge statement signing from Todd Boehly and the new ownership to get those two through the door. But one thing in particular, we are looking for an attacker. And of course, there's stories relating to Ousmane Dembele. We've spoken about him at length here on the channel. Great relationship with Thomas Tuchel from their Dortmund season together. They have a special respect and bond together. Tuchel thinks he's the most skillful player that's ever played under him. And that includes, obviously, Mbappe and Neymar and whoever is skillful at Chelsea. And, Dortmund as well. There must have been more skillful players at Dortmund. So Tuchel loves him. He'll be a free agent if he doesn't re-sign with Barca. And he's waiting to see what PSG and Chelsea say. So Chelsea could still sign Ousmane Dembele, maybe Nkunku. Maybe we change from a back three system to a back four because we get Declan Rice and Tchouaméni in there, which means it might suit a new attacker like Nkunku, like Ousmane Dembele. Lots happening. The takeover could be done this week or early next week. So settle in, strap yourselves in, get comfortable, make sure you are subscribed and make sure the bell is turned on when you subscribe, man, because there's lots getting on and I want you guys to be part of the community and one of the first to see the content. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for liking the video and take care. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me bitch.